I got West Potomac coach Simon Kargbo, um, who has led his West Potomac boys to the Occoquan Region championship, which was a surprise. It was a great run they've had, and now they're on the get ready to start the state tournament tomorrow night
Yes.
against McLean. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, ordinarily I like to stick to the soccer and get right into it, but your life story is so extraordinary that I just felt like I had to quickly just go through the sketches of it. You're born in Sierra Leone,
Yes.
war-torn Sierra Leone, and unfortunately your father passed young in life, and you ended up coming to the United States by way of, I believe, Guinea, Ivory Coast, I think one more country. Learned French. Came to America. Unfortunately, your mother also passed pretty young in life, and you were raised by relatives. But fortunately for you, you were a talented soccer player. You ended up going to Mt Vernon High School, and you led them to a state championship as a player. And then you ended up going to VCU, and you can't really see how tall you are right there. You're a 5'5" striker, and you started for VCU. I think you had three or four assists your senior year, had a good season. Now you coach at Arlington Soccer Association, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so your life story is extraordinary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, going through what you've gone through, when you're on the bench and you're coaching a soccer team, and there's a lot of pressure in soccer. We all want to win. My son plays over here at Yorktown. We played against you this year, and we care so much. But how do you feel during a game? All that you've been through in your life, do you just enjoy it, or do you get nervous like the rest of us?
Honestly, it's nerve-wracking, but also it's all about how you manage the moments and control the moments and analyzing the game as it goes on. And then it was because of growing up and then being around some great coaches and then learning from my mentors, Coach Sasso, Coach David, Coach Festus, and Coach Jay, growing up and watching them coach and then picking their brain, taking what I like from them and making it build into my own identity. And that's why I feel like for me it's not so much more like nerve-wracking, that's to say, but it's exciting, just like seeing the moment happening, just like, yes, this is going to happen. So it's fun for me. It's fun.
I believe you said David Kamara, Festus George. Who are the other? Those are two of the greatest coaches that I know. Who are the other coaches that you mentioned?
Coach Sasso, yeah, like a father figure to me, pretty much. I learned from him and for many years. So pretty much even like pick his brain every single day, pretty much ask him about questions, talk tactics, and which is fantastic because I'm always learning something new and want to learn something as a coach and as a man and as a player as well to always progress myself. And so to use that education to help the boys be better on the field, but also outside the field as well.
How would you describe your coaching style?
Usually I'm a possession type oriented type of coach, and technical ability. I like free playing football, soccer now, but also as a coach, and I had to learn how to adapt. Look at the players that I have. I cannot play what I want if I don't have those type of players. So it would not really help us. And then so I always look about what can I do and what can we do as a team to help to get the best out of players, even if it's going to 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 3-5-2, 4-2-3-1, different position. And I like to play around with positions and then mess it around and see what's something great we can get out of it, and which is fun for me. So it's always exciting. I'm always thinking progressive. What's next? What can we do? How can we achieve? And also studying the opponents and picking out what they're good at and what are they not good at. Who's the dangerous player and who's the weakest link. And believe it or not, sometimes the best player on an opponent's team can be their weakest link.
Yeah, that's interesting. What do you mean by that? The best player.
So usually a best player is somebody that does whatever he wants. So if you think about it that way, everybody's scared of him. So he gets to do whatever he wants. Sometimes, depending also on the position they play, it could be costly. If you have a best player that's in the back of the line, gets to hold on to the ball a lot, feel confident, your one mistake will cost a game. One little mess up would put them under danger. And then also, if you look at it, an offensive player, if they get to do whatever they like, discipline, that will hurt. your team as a whole. So you got to try to pick and choose when and give freedoms. So the way we play is for West Potomac right now is we play in zones pretty much. The middle zone, defending zone, and the final attacking zone. So that's how we split it up. So red light, yellow light, and then green light. So that's how we do it. So when we're in the front, it's go. When we're in the back, drop it, stop everything, slow down in the middle. So we'll move as a unit to try to control the game and the tempo.
Yeah, well, that's fascinating. So how would you compare the challenge of coaching high school where you got kids of different ages, different talent levels, and you only have them for 3 months or so of the year, and then they're gone, and you may have a similar team next year, but you're going to lose some and gain some. Whereas club, you got them for a whole year, you travel together, you get to pick your team. You could probably implement the style of play you want because you have more input into the selection of your players. Which of the challenges you like better, and compare the different challenges?
So club is a longer season, more progression. So if you look at it, you get, as you say, you get time to help and mold the players. You can implement more of your identity as a coach and what you want and develop those players. Club, we develop more. As in high school, as you have 3 months, you don't have a lot of time. As you have to know how to get the best out of your players. And within those 3 months, what worked, what doesn't? How can this player work with who doesn't work well with who? And how can we manage? And also it's a challenge because it's not so much about the guys that are playing, it's the ones that are not playing. You have to manage, you see? So the ones that are not playing, you got to find ways to keep them happy, content for a little bit of amount. And then if it means giving them some minutes for them to feel free and feel part of the team, it's all about inclusion, not exclusion, you know? So if we do a lot more focus on the lineup, that's the easy part. And then we forget about the guys that sit on the bench. So the way I look at it, we're only as good as our weakest link on the team. That's the way I look at it. So if the guys are not playing as much and not challenging the ones that are playing, then how can the ones that play really get challenged? And when that happens, they might fall under pressure. So we want to put adversity and for them to be challenged and work towards that.
So my son was a real technical player. His name is Chandler Brown. He was number 6 on Yorktown midfield, light-skinned kid. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think high school soccer would be for him because he's very much a finesse player. Turns out the high school experience has been the most extraordinary experience of the soccer career because you play, great with great players in club. You play, state cups, and it can be a higher level. But when you play in front of a crowd, when you play when the people at school are into your game and they come to the stadiums with the shirts off or whatever they're doing. Last year we went to the state final. Those are moments that you can't really replicate at a club. At a club, the soccer might be great, but sometimes as the kids get older, the parents drop the kids off at the game and they go home. There's no one even watching. I had no idea that high school soccer would be such an incredible experience.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is an incredible experience because for those, as you say, in clubs, as they get older, more kids tend to back off from sports and soccer, and especially they don't want to play no more. They don't want to be going if they're not having fun. And then in high school, they need things to play for. That is, join the crowd, represent their school, and for some of the young kids, it's like young players. Some of them is for girls, and some is for the fans. That's how they view it. So as long as they have something that keeps them motivated, and then they're gonna want to grow, they want to come. Everybody say, "Oh, I remember you from the game." Go to class. Everybody say, "Good game," and then they can represent where they went to school. And as in club is fantastic. I like club, and then it's a longer process. It's all about development for a long-term goal. You see, high school is short. It's 3 months. Club is months. More than 3 months. You have to develop, you have to train, you have to do this. It's a longer cycle. So I think for me, both of them are fantastic. I've never been one of the players or one of the coaches to ever tell a player, you cannot play this or pick this, but it depends on what you want to achieve and what you want to do in your perspective as a player, because everybody's story is different, you see? And some people want to do club. They prefer that more. And I was like, I always give them the freedom. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah. Coach, so getting to your team this year, you guys had some big losses from last year. You lost Brian Ramirez, who's a tremendous midfielder. You had several players, at least a couple, that couldn't play because of MLS Next. So going into the season, If someone would have told you that you were going to win the region, would you have been surprised that you guys would go this far this season?
Well, I wasn't the head coach at the beginning of the season.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, but I still believe in the coach that was Coach Sasso, that was the head coach. I believe in his philosophy and and what he want to achieve. And I think it's not so much about having great amount of talent. It's also having great amount of hardworking kids and discipline that are willing to fight and work for the team. So talent can only take it so far, but discipline and hard work, if you have that plus talent, that's something else you can't match. You see? So yes, in the beginning, the result was not the way we as a coaches wanted, but we saw great things. We saw a lot of potential, which was fantastic. And Coach Sasso always says it's all about the team. Like, work for your teammate, fight for your teammate, which is fantastic. And then me being a younger coach and being there, understand. So I always relay that message. We talk, okay, this is what we need to work on. How is this going to work? And I think it's fantastic because he did such a great job. And then for me to just come and just pick it back on what he was doing. And I love what he did. A lot of what I've learned is from him, you see? So I take that and I put my own little flair into it, which is fine. And then we always got to learn from somebody, you know? Nobody was born knowing everything. You got to pick something from somebody. So, and I think it was challenging at the beginning, but as time went on, things started changing. Things started changing. And then I think he did the previous coach did a fantastic job. And I'm honored and humbled to even be where I am. If it wasn't for them teaching me, having confidence in me, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, well, it's obvious you're a very bright, motivated guy, so I'm sure you deserve every bit of success you're getting here. Well, you know, Yorktown is one of the few teams, I guess, that we played West Potomac, we played McLean, and we played Langley. We played Langley and McLean multiple times. West Potomac, we played you guys on a terrible rainy night. It was really a fun game. Both teams had great plays. If I had to describe your team, you had skilled players, you had some speed. And you're the kind of team you're dangerous out of nothing. All of a sudden, you guys would be on the counterattack, and I feel like you can strike. Would that scouting report be pretty accurate?
It will be pretty accurate for a certain extent, but now we have a different dynamic and different look. But I don't want to go into detail saying what we are and what we're not, because as every fan and coaches that come watch, they have their own definition. Your perspective of who we are, but we know who we are. So, and as I told the players, we are who we are, but it's up to those guys to figure out who we are, honestly, if you look at it. So instead of telling you guys we are this type of team, no, we're everything at the end of the day. Yeah. So as you said, just be prepared for anything to happen.
Exactly. Well, in the district tournament, your district got kind of turned on its head when Lee lost the first game to Mt Vernon. That was a surprise. Lewis. Lewis was a very tough team. They lost in the first round to the lowest seed, and that kind of changed everything. Tell us a little bit about the district tournament.
The district tournament for us was we played Alexandria City. So even the first game we played them, we got a red card within 10 minutes. And then we got a yellow card. So one of our most valuable players, a couple of them, yellow card, red card. So we were playing 60 minutes. We dominated the game, but we just couldn't put the game away. And then they came in, and then sooner or later, it was bound to happen. If you start having so many opportunities, you don't put one away, you got to understand they just need one chance. And that's what happened. And then the boys were frustrated. They thought that Lee was not better than Alexandria was not better than them. Sorry. Yeah. So playing the district tournament, we had them again. So it's an interesting game at their home. So we dominated. Once again, they started well. After first half, we flipped the switch on them. About 3 to 4 1-on-1. I remember the 1-1-1 one of our players had, put it across, he missed the whole goal. And the other one we have inside the 6-yard box, put it over the goal. And then we had a substitute player that didn't play as much, but he came in, got the ball turned, shooting race straight across, about mid-corner, goal. And then we had the game time, but we ended up missing it. So we took it to them. And from then I'm like, no matter what, they are scared of us. They know the fact that if they cannot put us away, we're going to come back. We're going to put them away. And then that's when moving on to the first round of regionals. And I believe we played Mt Vernon. So I went to Mt Vernon, ironically. I played there, so which is fun. And I already observe some of their games, observe some of their play, picked out their tendencies. Who's a hothead? Who's technical? Who's weak? Who doesn't do what? So us going, we took it to them. I think they didn't think that we were coming that hard as we did. So the whole game was us going. And then they scored a goal, changed the game again because they're at home. Fans go crazy. And then we got it again. And then we'll make it interesting. So now we dominate the game. We are on the attack a lot of the time. So I think that was good for the team as morale to like, this is your new coach's old school. So now you want to beat them. And I told them, being in a situation like this, you gotta want it. You gotta create your moment, live in the moment, and work for your team and fight for your team. And I was proud of them. And then after that, I think we played South County. That's Mount Vernon. South County was because I observed when Coach Sasso was coaching them, and then I think they tied him. He did a fantastic job, and then I was like, oh wow. So me watching that, I was like, okay, talk to the previous coach, see what we need to work on, and then go sat back in the drawing board, analyze what can we do, how can we affect them, where are they less dangerous, and what are their weakness. So we figured out that their wings, so the one Papa, I think was his name, he was a guy that they like to dump the ball to. So we dealt with that, shut anything down, do not let nobody turn. And then after that, we analyzed that their midfield was not bad. They work hard, but we did not give them space to turn and switch the play. And then the back line, it was sooner or later, we believed that they would crumble. And we did have opportunity, and so did they. And we just couldn't put ours away at the beginning. And then we almost got punished for that. And then we had to do some minor adjustment, which was fine. And then we put the game away. And then moving forward from Lewis. So yeah, they're the top team in the region. So they're the top team. They're fantastic all around. They're a great team. Yeah. So looking at them, that's what I was saying. I told one of my coaching staff and some of the players that their best player can be their weakest link. If you think about it, their right back was
Stevens tremendous.
He's unstoppable, but he's used to everybody being scared of him. Sooner or later, you put pressure on him, and the goal came from his side because he wanted to go. So now how do you punish that? You leave space, you create a space behind. Understand that for every yard gain, you lose some. You got to understand how to move, where to move. And I think their midfield was fantastic, but we just had to make sure he come chase us. We don't want to be chasing, and he's technical. Yes, and they had their right wing who was also unstoppable. So the boy got pace. So how do we deal with pace? Cancel out with another pace, and then also put a technical player there. So if they lose it, they're going to get punished. And their back line was a little bit more suspectful. So that's how we deal with it. Deal with it. Do not let them turn. Put pressure on them. And then the keeper is good. The keeper is good. But no matter how good anybody is, sooner or later, something has to give. So either we lose or you guys lose. So for us, we had to go for it. We were going to go for it. And then believe that. And then fantastic play from Omar. And I think he should be regional player of the year. But sadly, the way the rules work, it doesn't work that way. But
what's his name? Just so he can get
Omar. So
okay.
He put against.
I saw the goal. Yeah.
Yeah, assist against Mt Vernon, scored 2 goals against South County, destroyed the midfield for Lee, and then he hit the game winner. And we know what he's capable of. And we have other guys that if he's not on, we have somebody else that's going to take over. So that's the thing. We have different looks. We have different type of weapons that we can use, players to come in different position and help out. And I'm blessed to have one of my backline more stable now. And then one of the kid who's literally the best defender for me in the state for right now, Milton. And yeah, Milton, and then a lot of players are close. They all stepped up.
What's Milton's last name?
Lopez.
Oh, Milton Lopez. Okay, good.
Yeah, he plays for Alexandria.
Okay, and Omar's last name is
I forgot his name.
It's Rodriguez. I saw the goal anyway. Well, that's great. Was that the biggest win of your coaching career when you beat Lewis?
I wouldn't say biggest because there's a lot of good moments. So just say one of the achievements because we want to do more. If it's not this year, next year. If it's not next year, the following year. And as game go on. So I'm happy and blessed to help this young man, a bunch of these young men believe in themselves and help themselves. And also learning from Coach Sasso has been a blessing, and having a great coaching staff from Coach Jay, who's been there for a long time. They build this program up from the bottom down. So I'm just here finishing what they started. So,
Yeah.
so the story is not done yet. I want to continue, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Well, let's talk about McLean. So, we McLean was a team that knocked us out in the regional semifinals. The team we had just beaten 4-0 a couple weeks earlier. It was a devastating defeat to us. What do you think going into the McLean game? What are some of the keys to victory for West Potomac?
So I watched McLean play. We played them and we tied them 2-2. Mm-hmm. So at McLean. So McLean is like another Lewis. They're the team. Everyone's like, whoa, they don't stop. But as we analyze, no matter what team it is, no matter how good or how strong they are, every team has a weakness. So it's just to sit down and analyze and find their weakness. So hopefully we figure theirs out and then we can capitalize on them. And I think they're also going to sitting back, thinking that we can beat West Potomac. We tie them. They don't think they're that good. So it's a challenge for the boys. And then I hope tomorrow's game on Tuesday, it will be a great one. So the boys are excited. We're excited. And I just tell them just go enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. You have nothing to lose.
No, it's great. You're the regional champs. They can't take that away from you. And all you can do is go further. Do you think you're going to have a big crowd for at West Potomac tomorrow night?
I will hope so. I will hope so. Some of the alums want to come support the boys, and then they just want to come support the boys. They're proud of the boys, and some of the parents are proud of the boys, and so the boys are excited to be there, hosting first round of state at home. So and then to see how they do. So and they also even doing practice, some of the boys also say, "Oh, they asked me, but did I talk to a previous coach Sasa? How is he doing?" Because they love him, they care about him. So and I cannot take that away from him. And all this, I'm like, yeah, if you want to talk to him, talk to him. Call if you want to talk to him, talk to him. He always says hi. He wishes you guys the best, and he always thinks about you guys, so which is great. And then so he just said before the district tournament, he just said, you know what you're doing, just go have fun.
Yeah.
And they're going to be surprised because they're going to be surprised. They don't know what they have coming for them, a lot of teams. So I was like, we'll see. I'll see. Hopefully I talked to him about my tactics, what he thinks. So it's always best to have somebody who's more educated and knowledgeable in the game to sit down and analyze me as a player and as a coach and my tendencies and all of that. So which I'm excited for tomorrow. Hopefully we get a good crowd. Yeah.
Well, Coach, anyone who talks to you knows you're going to be incredibly successful in the game. You already are. I love your approach. I'm excited for you and the team. I know a lot of those boys. I know Russell really well. He played with my son. He played with Sebastian for a long time. So I know the kids in the team. So it would be exciting for you guys if you could win and go further. Can't wait to maybe hopefully talk to you again this week if you guys keep winning. But anyway, Simon, this has been great. You're an inspiration, and I hope you just enjoy the rest of this ride and go as far as you can.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Just enjoy the moment. That's all it is,
It
just
is
have fun. Well, no matter what happens, just have fun.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you and those kids. I know it must be an incredible feeling. So hopefully the ride lasts a long time.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Coach. It's great meeting you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Take care. Yeah.